here once again. Welcome to my podcast here on YouTube. And you guessed it, my topic will be about kuduro and Afro house and the culture in general. So we all know that many countries dancing to kuduro and Afro house, Korea, China, Africa, obviously. Africa, I would say Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia. We have Chile, Argentina, Mexico, and Mexico. Los Angeles, New York City, especially Atlanta, DC, Paris, Portugal, and the list goes on. Sweden, Holland. We've seen many good kuduro and also Afro house. It's mostly Afro house. I think Afro house is the fastest for people to actually get to because of the music. The music is very, how can I say, very common. Most people know the work of Black Coffee and all the other famous world class DJs, and most of them have this particular sound which is Afro house. That's why Afro house is very popular, because it is something that grew very fast in South Africa a long time ago, and it's not the same as the house music or house dance. So Africa has created its own Afro house and this genre. I have to say, at this moment, there are so many styles rising, and so many good dancers and choreographers also rising the top. But there's so many things that I have to talk to you guys about that's being missed out in all of this creativity going on in the world right now in the dance community. From 2018 to 2021, many new dancers, choreographers popped out to teach kuduro or Afro house. And even I won't say kuduro and Afro house, I'm gonna say African dance. African dances grew fast. It's a huge business now. If you teach, you will make obviously a lot of money, especially if you are in a very well developed country where people are used to taking classes, people that are used to see the benefits of what dance can do to your health, to your life, to your mood. I have to say that Africa is the country that takes dance most for granted. Here in Africa, people don't usually come for classes. People would not really come for classes very hard unless you're popular. Maybe they just like you, they want to come to your class, get close to you, or want to take pictures or something. Or maybe if you create an environment where people can actually come party, eat something, and then the special guest, someone they can see, someone they're not used to see, like every day, for example. But if it's a regular class with anyone from the community, it's very hard for people to actually show up. It's not that they don't want to support. Is that people get this. People misunderstand. It's not about not supporting your people. It's just that it's not a culture thing. People are not used to learn how to dance in studios. People just learn like that by watching and learning from the close people, close family members. Yeah, so it's very hard to change the mindset right now. So this is why if you come to Africa, you will end up taking more private classes than regular classes. If you go, you will not find too many students in studios. But the people, that's why the choreographers here, they're not making enough cash because it's hard to live off dance. And the problem is because there's so many choreographers rising in other countries, now anyone can teach African dance, anyone can teach Afro dance. So the request for African choreographers to teach in other countries is very hard, because everyone is learning, everyone is taking classes, everyone is learning the foundation and everything. But like I said before, and I'm going to repeat, there's so many things that are being left out that people are not doing. The people who are not from Africa teaching African dance are not doing. I'm not only saying other communities. I'm saying even black people outside of Africa that grew up outside of Africa. They are teaching African dance, but they are missing out on some details as well. So it's general. And those details are the roots, the foundation, the key to make the dance. Because when you come to Africa, you constantly come to visit because you know this is where the moves are being created. And this is where you get the authenticity. But what is the authenticity? What is the creation? What is the motivation? How is it made? Why? These are the things that people need to learn. So this is why my podcast is going to be all about the culture, all about the creation, all about the motivation. I'm not only going to talk about the dance here on my podcast. We're going to talk about many things in general. So I would like you guys to. This is episode 1. My episodes will not have like a time. You might find one with 20 minutes, another with 30, maybe one with 1 hour, because I'll be speaking my mind. Obviously, I don't have anyone here with me. Let me check. Okay, we're still good. Checking the microphone. I'll be talking to you guys everything that I know in my experience. I've been teaching kuduro and Afro house, African dance in general, for a long time. Since 2011 professionally. Before that, I was just doing for fun, exchanging with my community. Then I started traveling. So it's been many years that I've been traveling and teaching, and I realized and found out many interesting things about how people are teaching, how people dance, how people learn, and everything. So this is why I'm doing these podcasts now. And also I have to say big thanks to YouTube for coming up with this idea and giving us creators opportunity to create podcasts. So about the community, the dance community, I would say the strongest place you will find diversity of dance is in Paris, France. You will see many African dancers there, very good dancers teaching there in Paris because there are many events there. And obviously there's always a need to revise everything that we teach, and we also need to gain control of how fast these growing artists are becoming, which is good. The reason why I say control is that let's see what other people are doing so that we don't be repetitive, because the only way that we can stand out is actually doing something authentic, something well done, something that shows proof of what I've received. Many videos of people asking me what's the name of this move, because this teacher, that teacher taught me this with this name. And some of them I would disagree, because sometimes people get misinformation. Most of the moves here in Angola, some of them will come up with 2 names. The reason why that happens is because some of the dancers here and also musicians, they will get the moves mixed up. Sometimes they will make a song with the move that already existed, and then they will name it another move, another name. So it creates confusion, because some people will say, oh, this is Abro Livro, and then some will say this is Utata. And then it creates a lot of confusion, and the students can ask other people, and then they might think their choreographer or their teacher aligned to them, which is not always their fault. It's always the people who are here in Angola. Sometimes they get things mixed up. So this is the reason why it's always good for you to stay informed. And also the way that the moves are done. Not every dancer here is professional. Not everyone is how can I say, qualified to actually give you the proper information. Because, like I said, here in Angola, for example, people don't take dance classes seriously. So who's teaching some people? This is the important. The professional community here are very small. They're very small, and it's very competitive. Competitive in terms of when there's a show, who's going to go perform or choreograph. But there's many rooms for creativity, many rooms to do other things. Angola has discovered a huge opportunity in social media since 2020. Many people are starting to gravitate towards internet, which is good. But I wish we did this way back because other countries are far ahead of us. And I think my people discovered this interesting uh, social media impact a bit late. The reason I say that is because there hasn't been a lot about kuduro out there. If I say Afro house, everyone will know, but if I say kuduro, people will not know. But the big thing is that the Afro house is actually a kuduro. It's another version of kuduro that's being done. So it's important for people to know, oh, okay, so we're dancing Afro house music using the dance called kuduro to dance to Afro house. So these small interventions are important for people to actually learn the culture. But as time goes by, because Afro house music is very different from kuduro music at this current moment, the moves are obviously gaining their space and it's becoming more and more what it's supposed to be. Let me check my mic. What it's supposed to be, because Afro house moves now are being, how can I say, are being created specific for Afro house, which in kuduro you will need to modify. So it's starting to gain its own space, but all the moves are created under the umbrella of kuduro. So if you're gonna teach someone, just let them know that the moves you are teaching them, which is for Afro house genre, is actually from kuduro, which has been modified. There's a lot of inspiration in creating these moves, which will come from social impact, things that people just create out of something that they went through. And they will create these moves out of names of things like animals, like events. So this is how it used to be back in the days. Dance was used for many important reasons in the community, and some dance were not made to be just done like for fun or for public interest. You see, yeah. So, but times went by, things changed. Now here we are. Yeah, the world is amazing. It's an amazing place with very creative people. Sometimes we take risks, sometimes we take benefits also, but it's important to always come back to the roots. So, in the next episodes, I'm going to share with you guys some of the most interesting things what that is happening outside of Angola in terms of kuduro and Afro house, and I'm going to explain to you also in the future episodes how the moves are created here. This is all just to introduce you to my YouTube podcast, where you will get to know much more about kuduro and Afro house. Now, if you want to see the classes and everything, like basic, advanced, teacher training, masterclass, you have to join the channel. There are plenty of things here in the channel. You can join the channel and learn a lot of wonderful things from kuduro and Afro house, tutorials, breakdowns, documentaries, educational documentaries for the students here on my channel. This channel is AfroKanza. It's all about the huge community here in Angola, so you will not find only just my videos, you will find other people's videos as well. In my channel, you will find content in Portuguese and English, because I know I have friends from outside of Angola that also need the content to be done in Portuguese. So we got you, we got you. We're going to try and make this in Spanish as well, but for now, we're trying to figure out getting people to come to the channel, join the channel, because they're awesome content. We post every month, post new contents every month, more than 5 contents per month. So just to keep you informed. And with this, I'll see you guys on the next podcast. My name is AfroKanza. Welcome to my YouTube podcast.